Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, as always, we'd like to start off giving all honor and glory and infinite praises and worship to our power, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH. Double honors to our apostles, elders, bishops of Great Millstone, who rule well, teach you on the sound doctrine. Peace citation to the hopeful elect, the 144,000, and the rest of the large multitude of men, women, and children that the Lord have mercy on in these perilous times. Perilous meaning dangerous that we currently living in, man, because we are in fact living in dangerous times, man. The most dangerous times known to man, right? Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. Our brothers for GMS Cleveland branch, bro. I'm the brother Kadash, brother Shamaria.
Shalom, shalom.
Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. The Spirit gave us what is it? Second Esdras 7, chapter 7, verses 42 to 45. So Lord willing, is edifying. We just gonna, bring out some precepts according to these verses right here. And I'm gonna read it through, and then we're gonna go back to the top. It says Second Esdras 7 and 42. He answered me and said, this present life is not the end where much glory doeth abide. Therefore have they prayed for the weak. But the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of the immortality for it to come, when corruption is past. Intemperance. While the intemperancy is at an end, infidelity is cut off, righteousness is grown, and truth is sprung up. Then shall no man be able to save him that is destroyed, nor to oppress him that have gotten a victory. You see? And this is what we look forward to. This is what we're getting ready to look forward to, man. So we're gonna go through this. We're gonna start back at 42. Second Esdras.
Let me read. The Second Esdras chapter 7, verse 42. He answered me and said, this present life is not the end where much glory doeth abide. Therefore have they prayed for the weak.
Right, because the scriptures say in it talk about the feeble knees, right? And it also talk about where I'm weak, he is strong. Cause the place where we currently dwell, known as Babylon the Great, this place it takes a toll on our flesh, and that's what we're warring against, is the flesh. You see what I'm saying? So the weak, we're weak by the condition of the flesh. Remember, Yahawashi, the Lord said, the chains of darkness will we be subject to, right? In the book of Jude. So this is the bodies that we're subject to right now, which that's why the scripture talk about 2 Esdras 14, put off now the weak nature. We're striving to put off the things that feed the flesh, because this what makes us weak. What give us the power is Yahawah, the spirit, right? The spiritual things. He said, he answered me and said, this present life is not the end where much glory doeth abide, because the Lord said, I'm gonna get a quick precept back, and then you got it. He said, damn, I just lost it. He said, answered me and said, this present life is not the end where much glory doeth abide. Right. Oh my God, I just lost the precept. He said, damn, man, I lost it, bro. That's excellent. Go ahead. Yeah,
this is what you call for. This is Isaiah chapter 35. And I'm gonna just read verse 3. It says, strengthen ye the weak hands and confirm the feeble knees. Right. And that's what this truth do. Right. And we out here preaching this truth. That's what we're doing. We're strengthening the weak hands and confirm the feeble knees. Right. Strengthening them and giving them hope, of salvation, and giving them hope of this ain't the end all be all. It ain't all gloom and doom, for every Israelite, for everybody. Everybody not gonna die. All right, that's right, not the all out end all be all, man.
Right.
There's hope for a select few, and that select few is gonna be the ones that hearken to Yahawah, BAHASHAM Yahawashi and his men.
Which, if I can add, Salakia, which means that what that means that it's hope for our entire nation. Like, And when you go to Malachi 3:6, it said the Lord changed not, therefore you sons of Jacob, the sons of Jacob are not consumed. You see, so this ain't the end. Like you got crackheads, and the majority of the crackheads are Israelites. You know, like that's publicly known, because the real crackhead is Esau. We know this. But the ones who you you know what I'm saying? The ones you see on the street that's begging for change, that's living a beggar's life, that's a Jake. So because of the conditions, the curses, and all these, you know, the whole shebang. So but that's not the end though. See, this is why Jakes sell out, because they don't see nothing past this. They willing to sell their soul to get it now, because they don't see past this. Esau blocks you from seeing into the future. You see, that's why the prophets is here. The prophets can see into the future, and we tell you, hold on, bro. No, this don't end right here. Look, in the future, you're gonna have 10 wives and you're gonna have 1,000 kids, and then you're gonna be able to, you know, live freely. You're gonna have gold and all this, and you're gonna live righteous. You ain't gonna hate you. We tell you it don't end here, man. What I say?
Yeah, actually, I had a precept.
Go ahead, bro.
What you just quoted, that Isaiah 35. This is Zechariah chapter 8, verse 9. It says, "Thus saith the Lord of hosts, let your hands be strong, ye that hear in these days these words by the mouth of the prophets, which were in the day that the foundation of the house of the Lord of hosts was laid, that the temple might be built." All right, so that's going into what? The return of the Lord's people. Okay, it's saying that let the hands be strong, that ye that hear the words of the mouth of the prophets be strengthened. You know, so those that hear the words by the mouth of the prophets, they're going to be strengthened, just like how the house of Israel, the foundation was laid during the times, you know, from the beginning, when the Lord first established us as a people.
Exactly.
It's going to be even more stronger at the end of this kingdom, man. Because the downfall of Esau's kingdom is going to upbring the Lord's kingdom and the government of the Israelites ruling. All right. So that's going to be the temple that's going to be built. You know, the first, starting with the governing body, the elect of Israel under Yahawah and YAHAWASHI. Okay, but then that's how the whole rest of the whole nation is going to be built again. You know, it's through what's happening now.
This is Hebrews 13:13. It says, let us go forth therefore. No, 14. For here we have no continuing city, but we seek one to come. Right? Because the place in which we currently dwell, known as Babylon the Great, America the Great, contrary to popular belief, this place has an end to it. The ones who rule this place are known as the Edomites, the biblical Edomites, who today you would classify as the YT man. You see, his biblical nationality is known as the Edomite. He is currently in rulership. When you pursue the second Esdras 6, starting at the 7th verse on down, it says he has an end. He's the end, and Jacob is the beginning. So that followeth. So this is this place where we currently dwell. It don't have a future. You see,
right.
They put it in your face as if it has a future. Let's build America, make America great again. This all this fancy stuff, but really, Yahshua is the one with the future. You see, it said, I'm reading again, Hebrews 13:14. For we have no continuing city. This place has an end. It has a limit, but we seek one to come. What's the one to come? Hey, the kingdom of YAHWASHI, man. You see, YAHWASHI said what? And what's that in Sirach 10 and 4, I believe. He said he gonna set one over that's profitable. That profitable one is YAHWASHI. Profitable means that it's in motion. Meaning that means it's living. So that means that it has it's life in it. It's a continuation. Something that continues is living. This place is dead. Everything here is dead, from the people, from the government, down to the people, down to the food, down to the environment. YAHWASHI's kingdom is living. Everything that we're going to have in YAHWASHI's kingdom is living. The elements, the people, you know, the attire, the food, and so forth. That's the profitable one, YAHWASHI. He's the one that's coming. His kingdom is going to be established here on the earth, man.
That's right.
But in order for that to happen, Esau got to be moved out the way. You know? You got something?
No. Go ahead. You got it.
Yeah, it says this present life is not the end where much glory do abide, right? Because I was hoping that precept came back, man. It was on point. It says this present life is not the end, because it's not the end. You see, the Lord, the Lord, he said, I got another one that's he said, what's it? He said, my father's house are many mansions.
Oh, I'm right here.
Okay.
This John chapter 14, and I'll start at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in Yahweh, believe also in me. In my father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you, I go to prepare a place for you.
Woo! He said, I go to prepare a place for you, boy. That's why the Lord said, this present life is not the end where much glory do abide, because the glory cometh hereafter. Right now, it's the work. It's the building up. You know what I'm saying? Then the glory come. You know, because YAHWASHI fulfilled what was written of him and in terms of certain things, but the whole thing ain't been fulfilled yet, because you still got old prophecies in the Old Testament that ain't been fulfilled yet. So you got a lot of work still need to be done right now. The MOTB got to come to pass. The hour of temptation, right, which is the MOTB and the other thing. And then you got the world woe, the third woe, you know, and all these, you got major prophecies that still need to come to pass, bro. The ushering in of YAHWASHI. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, the Lord said, hey, man, this ain't the end. This ain't the end. He said, I go to prepare a place for you, bro. When you let me go to that word prepare, because that word, the etim for prepare, I'm gonna just get it real quick. It says, all right, this the word, the etim online for prepare. It says to make ready beforehand. Hey, the Lord said in 2nd Esdras 2, the kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch. So he said he's going to prepare. That mean it's something after death. That's what that means. It's something that continues after death. Esau convinced our people that death is where it ends. That's why Jake have the YOLO life. You know what I'm saying?
That brings riotous behavior. Do whatever the fuck you want.
Yes, bro.
Before you die, because after you die, you're not gonna have a chance to do it.
Yes, exactly. Right. So Jake get all their sins. They get everything they ever wanted to do out right now, like whatever it is.
Yeah, that bucket list.
Exactly. The bucket list behavior. Can't say no better. The bucket list behavior, man. But if they knew that it was something after, they would think twice about their actions, because their actions probably can hinder what comes after. Oh, my rank in the kingdom, or this and that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. The point is that the life continues hereafter, bro. This ain't the end. Esau, he came in with the hell doctrine. He tried to convince you that this is where it stops.
Right.
People like us, hold on, bro. We live our whole life, like Jeremiah said, is Israel a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? We live our whole life in bondage. You can't tell me this is it. We dominated everything on the earth, and we don't get to live the fruits of our labor.
Exactly, that wouldn't make sense.
That won't make sense. What's the true fruits of the labor is immortality. Every man is seeking immortality on the planet Earth, whether you know it or not. That's why niggas take vacations. That's why they have retirement plans. That's why niggas get heart transplants and blood transfusions and so forth. Kidney that's because why? They want to continue to live. Everybody's seeking some formation of life after. You see? And this is what's gonna get us that. The Lord is telling them, I'm gonna read it back. 2 Esdras 7:42. He answered me and said this present life is not the end where much glory doeth abide. Therefore have they prayed for the weak. So that's why we're praying for the weak. Who the weak? The sincere, the meek of the earth. The Lord said he's coming for the meek of the earth. You see? That because they're made weak through the afflictions of the flesh, but they're strong. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get that precept, right? If you know what that says, it's in Corinthians.
I know what you're talking about. It's in 1 Corinthians.
Yeah, where I'm weak and you're strong.
Yeah. Okay.
And then one word it said for that word prepare, it says make oneself ready beforehand. Because the Lord is preparing something that we can't see. Oh, one more real quick before you get that. It says, where is it at? The Lord said, He said, eyes have not seen. Right? This is 1 Corinthians 2. 1 Corinthians 2 and 9. I gotta start at 6. Howbeit we speak wisdom among them that are perfect, yet not the wisdom of this world, nor of the princes of this world that come to naught. But we speak the wisdom of the Most High in a mystery, even the hidden wisdom which the Most High ordained before the world unto our glory. You see? So the glory is something that the world can't grasp right now, because it's something that comes after. That's why it talks about Revelation 21. He saw New Jerusalem coming down. You know, the glory is the kingdom of heaven. Romans 9. You know, the glory is the kingdom of heaven. You know, so it's the after. It's the immortality. It's never sinning again, never dying again. You know, upholding righteousness, which none of the princes of this world knew. They don't know that. They seek it through their technology. They seek it by other means. For had they known it, they would not have crucified the Lord of glory. Because YAHWASHI is how salvation and immortality exists. That's the only reason we can receive it, because he shed his blood.
Right.
It gave us access and remission of sins. It reconciled our friendship with Yahweh, man. It adopted us. It brought us back into the fold. It talk about what is that?
Romans.
In Romans, yeah.
The adoption.
Yeah, and then what is it? The grafting.
Oh, that's the Romans 11.
Yeah, 11. We grafted back in, and you can only graft something back in that you once knew.
Yeah, that was once a part of that stock.
Exactly. Yeah. And if you go into the scientific information about grafting, you will find out that you can't graft something unfamiliar from the original plant, because it'll bring disformities, it'll bring complications, and so forth and so forth. Yeah. So the ones that's grafted back in is the ones that was original, that can
from that stock,
bro.
From that root, you know.
That's it, bro. It says right.
That's right. Shalom.
We get the victory through his blood, man. It says, which none of the princes of this world knew, for had they known it, they would not have crucified the Lord of glory. But as it is written, I have not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which YAHWASHI have prepared for them that love him. You see? Because why? It's something greater that comes past this, bro. Like, this ain't the end of us, bro. Y'all gotta understand what we saying. This ain't the fucking end. This ain't the end. Esau make it look like this the end, but this ain't the end, bro. He put all this shit in the air and your food and all this shit to take and to stop you. This ain't the end, bro. Even if we go to the spirit world, he can't stop what's coming, bro. He can't stop the manifestation of righteousness. Woo! That's a lesson. He can't stop the manifestation of righteousness, doc. You feel me? He can't stop the righteous. He can't stop the manifestation of righteousness, man. Because it's gonna happen. Because wow, righteousness is immortal. That's why the Lord. That's why he said, "Hey, eyes have not seen, ears have not heard what the Lord have prepared for those who love him." Because it's going beyond the imagination in this realm. We can't fathom the thoughts that the Lord. We can't fathom the thoughts that the Lord have prepared for those who love him, man. He said, "I go prepare for many mansions." You read all the way. You read that already?
Yeah, I read it. You want to bring it back?
One more time.
So all right, Khan. This is back in John. Going. I had that one precept to you call for it.
Okay, Khan.
This is John, back in John chapter 14. All right, verse 2. It says, "For in my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you."
Yeah, because Esau, that's what Esau is trying to accomplish now. He's trying to go to Mars and in this planet and that planet. Those are the many mansions, the galaxies and the different planets and the expansion of the universe. Those are that's the many mansions, bro. You feel what I'm saying? He said, if it wasn't, what did he say? I was the last part.
Right, yeah, he said, if it were not so, I would have told you.
Right, bro. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord, like, yo, hold on now. Like, listen, don't worry, don't trip, man. Because what's coming after this is way greater than all the persecution, the affliction, the ailments, the whatever the shit that Babylon produced. This shit is way greater than that. That's why the Lord talk about this being a shadow, a mist, a dream. This is just a bad nightmare, man. You see what I'm saying? And Esau is winning in this nightmare. That's because he's Freddy Krueger. He's Jason, you know. Of course he's going to win in a nightmare. He's designed to win in a nightmare. You see what I'm saying? But what he failed to realize is that we ultimately, like the brother said, we got the victory through the blood. The blood is how we got the victory, bro. This is how we're going to be able to continue hereafter. Which means this ain't the end. It's not the end where much glory doeth abide. It ain't just about fucking getting a CEO job at the firm and you know what I'm saying, you get the motherfucking house that's worth $300,000 and you got 5 fucking Beamers and you know the Floyd Mayweather life or the Tyler Perry or Oprah Winfrey life.
Yeah, American
Fuck
dream.
that shit, man. American dream, bro. This ain't what. No, that ain't living because all those things have limitations to them.
Perishable.
They all. Come on, man. You in the spirit, bro. Wow. It's all perishable. It's all perishable. They tell you that Peter it said all the elements shall burn with fervent heat, shall melt with fervent heat. Those are all elements, bro. Those are all things, tangible things that's made of the earth. It's all perishable, man.
Right.
We got the spirit. The spirit has been here since the beginning, and we possess that, bro. So like it, man. You got it, all right.
Con, this is okay, yeah, you brought that back. This is what you had called for earlier in 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 27. It says, but Yahawah hath chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. And Yahawah hath chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty. Right. And that's laying back in on the precept we had read going into strengthen the weak hands, you know. Too is talking about being weak. That Corinthians that you have brought out.
No, I ain't read it. I ain't read it. No. I thought you was getting that. Yeah.
This is it. Right there. Yeah, I'll bring it back. This 1 Corinthians, well, because let's say Isaiah 35, Isaiah 35:3, where it says strengthen the weak hands, right? So it says 1 Corinthians 27, 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 27. But Yahawah hath chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. And we will be considered foolish, you know what I'm saying? Why? Because the said measures that we have to go through in order to carry out this message. You know, to the naked eye, we will be seen as foolish, going out there on the highways and byways at, you know, brick cold weather, or the most rain, and rain's pouring down rain, or it's hailstorms, and we out there preaching. You know what I'm saying? Then the type of message that we preaching will be so-called far-fetched to the public, or to, you know, westernized thinking. So with that being said, we will be looked at as foolish to these people, man. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't go to no fucking seminar school to learn these things. You know, we're not going by Esau's documents and his schools to learn these things. It says to the world, Yahawah have chosen foolish things of the world to confound the wise, right? In which the wise will be the ones who will be wise and worldly in this world, of this world. The worldly knowledge, man, which is foolish with the Heavenly Father. It says, and Yahawah have chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty. And we're weak because we don't have no power. We have to depend on Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHWASHI. And here it is, we're talking about the downfall of these elites' kingdom who have all this power, all this military might, all this technology, and all of these things he could do to cancel you, to make you look like this person, to demonize you and your character, to take away your whole living in the snap of a finger, man. And we're speaking out against this devil publicly, you know. So we will be considered the weak that the Lord have chosen to confound the mighty. These devil Esau Edom, he mighty as hell right now, man. He got the power of the sword, the fatness of the earth. You know, he got the wealth of the riches of the everything in his fucking dominion, man. And we have nothing, you know, but this truth. But this truth is all the power to take this man out the way, bringing it full circle that this ain't the end all be all, man.
Yep, and I got it right here. 2 Corinthians 12:9. He said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Mashiach may rest upon me. Therefore, I take pleasure in infirmities, in reproaches, in necessities, in persecutions, in distresses, for Mashiach's sake. For when I am weak, then I am strong. You know what I'm saying? So, I thought it was another one. You know what I'm saying? But the point is that, yeah, man, we're praying for the weak. not weak in spirit, but weak in the flesh. You see, because like we well, the last lesson we did, it said, hey, we increase in knowledge, we keep increasing sorrows. You know, which the more spirits attack us, the more knowledgeable we get. So it make our weak, our flesh, you know, in a sense, more weak, because when infirmities come and different afflictions and persecutions come, because we're separating from the flesh. You see what I'm saying? Exactly. You'll see a nigga 500 pounds. Like, how's this nigga still living? Like, I'm fucking $1 whatever, and this doctor talking about this, but this nigga 400 pounds and this nigga still living. How the fuck is this possible? Because that's the flesh is what he lived by. So the demons got him. It's feeding him. It's keeping him afloat. See, we separate from the flesh, man. You see what I'm saying? So like the afflictions, we know that we highlight the afflictions. We notice the afflictions, you know, so it become a little bit more potent, if you will, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's like fasting.
Yeah, bro.
When fasting, you're spiritually becoming stronger, mentally becoming stronger. All right, discipline and everything, temperance and everything. But your body, you get more slow, you more weak. You know what I'm saying? You more kind of drowsier. You become a little, you know, because you ain't feeding your body. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So like the scripture just said, for when I am weak, then I am strong. Because why? The Lord's grace is sufficient. It's enough for us to get through this fucking flesh, bro. Hey, like it's like the story of the dude. I forget his name, like Sammy something, but he was a Bantu dude. He was an Israelite, of course. But they cut his heart out.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? They tried to stop him from living. He said, and then he was still living. He's like, more like us is coming. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing you can do to stop the godly figure from approaching the earth, man. Right? That true power. You know what I'm saying? I brought that point out because I actually forgot. But it says, for when I am weak, then I am strong. So Hamashiach is how we were made strong in a state that's weak. So I'm gonna continue, bro. I'm gonna read the brother precept. Hebrews 11:16. But now they desire a better country, that is in heavenly. Wherefore the Most High is not ashamed to be called their power, for he had prepared for them a city.
Weird, bro. Because the Lord is ashamed to be called. Man, look at the way these niggas acting here, bro. Look at the way these niggas is acting in America. The Lord is ashamed that you call these the Lord's people? No, that's why the Lord gotta give us a better breakdown, man. The Lord, he gotta destroy this place, and then he gotta give us new bodies so that we could be in the kingdom, all right, and we could thrive and you know, we could cultivate, and then we can have children, and that'll be the 2/3 being brought in the kingdom. And that's prophecy, man. It's something better coming. It ain't just, oh, one day you here, next day you gone, and then you just dead. Or you in hell just burning, or you in heaven and don't nobody. When it come to heaven, Jake just lost. Like, oh, everything just goody. All this shit is over with, man. Jake need to break down on what the afterlife really consists of, man. All right, and it consists of righteousness in the kingdom. I'm gonna keep reading that. Second Esdras. Second Esdras, chapter 7, verse 43. It says, oh yeah. Let me finish that part. It said 42, the end of 42, therefore have they prayed for the weak. You know, and that's why we was bringing out them precepts, because we are the weak in this case scenario. Even in John 17 chapter, where YAHWASHI prayed for the elect. Know that their faith fail not. Verse 43, but the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of the immortality for it to come.
Right. And it said it says the day of doom. The day of doom consists of the third woe. You know what I'm saying? Where ultimately where Babylon is consumed by the way of fire, man. The second death, as pursuant to the scriptures, the lake of fire. You see? So that's the day of doom. That's why the Trump called us the prophets of doom. You know, because we're prophesying that America is on its way out, and we're telling you how it's going to go on how it's going to go out. You see, we're telling you it's in. So it says, but the day of doom shall be the end of this time. What's the day of doom? The day of the Lord, right? That's the ICBM's penetrating America, man, and via laser the concentrated laser beams from the chariots. That's the day of doom. That's going to be the end of Esau. And simultaneously, it's going to be the beginning of Jacob.
Exactly.
You know? Can you get that in 2nd Esdras 7? I mean, 6.
Oh, so like 2nd Esdras 6.
Yeah, you can start like 7.
2nd Esdras chapter 6, verse 7. It says, "Then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone." Oh, so like I started at 6. 2nd Esdras chapter 6, verse 7. "Then answered I and said, which shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth?"
Yeah, the first is the blessing that came first, pursuant to Genesis 27. Esau will get the first part of the blessing, which was the fatness of the earth. It was the same word said to Jacob as well as to Esau, but it was a difference between the two, because Esau's blessing had a limitation, because he will obtain that blessing by the way of the sword.
Exactly. Which was another blessing.
Right, which was another blessing, because that's how he obtained the oil, the land, the servants, and so forth. We're receiving it through a spiritual means, in which the second covenant is issued in. You see, by the spiritual means. The third temple is built by what? A spiritual means. YAHWASHI is here in the spirit. All these things that's coming here in the future are from a spiritual outlook, man. You see? And Esau is a carnal man. You see, that's why he couldn't obtain that for vibration. So he received the first part of it. He's the only nation of people out of all the families on the earth to actually dominate the whole globe, from east to the western hemisphere. That's why they call this place the New World. He's the only people that ever did it. No other nation has did it. You know who's going to do it next? Israel. You know who's going to do it after Israel? Nobody. Because once Esau goes out of the picture, we're the only ones that receive the blessing to inherit the whole earth. Once Esau is moved, once his portion of the blessing is over with, here comes Jacob. The blessing that's why Esau wept, because he know that part of the blessing it pertained to what? Immortality. That's why he's seeking it now on his own merit by the way of technology. You know, he's trying to download your brain into technology, and you know, so forth and so forth. They show him the movies like Upload and all these different shows and shit. But we're receiving immortality through the spirit, man. Righteousness. Esau is doing it by corrupt means, man. That's why I said wherein corruption is past. You see, long as corruption is on the earth, I'm gonna say this: long as corruption exists in the Israelite man, woman, and child, Esau will always reign supreme. The moment corruption is out of the Israelite man, woman, and child, Esau is done for it. That's the only way he's in power, because Israel is corrupt by the way that Esau pushes. Once Esau is moved, their minds is no longer corrupt. That's why you get the word government. Govern means control the mind. Govern means control. Ment means the mind. Sirach 10, as the king gets, so is the people. If YAHWASHI is going to be our king, that means what? That the righteousness is going to reign supreme on the earth. Exactly. So therefore, Esau is going to be moved out the way, because he's the way of wickedness. That's why it says where corruption is past, bro, ain't going to be no corruption. Matter of fact, you got a precept?
No, what you got? I'll grab
it. 1 Corinthians 15. We talk about where yeah, it can't inherit the yeah.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 15, and I'm gonna start at verse
oh, we ain't never finished 2nd Esdras either. But you got it. Yeah, you got it.
1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 54 or 53. I'll start at 53. It says, for this corruptible must put on incorruption, and the mortal must put on immortality. So when the corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory.
Right. Hey, the scriptures say, I think it's in the same, that next verses are him that have power over death, that is the devil. Or Hebrews, it might be Hebrews 2, right? It might be, let me see, it might be Hebrews 2. Real quick, this is Hebrews 2. Yeah, Hebrews 2 and 14. I got you. It says, for as much then as the children are partakers of flesh and blood, he also likewise he also himself likewise took part of the same. He's talking about Yahawashi, that through death he might destroy him that had the power of death, that is the devil. So read that again.
1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 54. It says, so when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory.
See? See? Because when you jump, where you at right now?
54 right here.
When you jump up, it says, it talks about the last enemy to conquer is death. So Esau is the one who embodies death. That's his role in the movie. He embodies death. He's the one who uplifts death. He the one that pushes death. He the one that gives the concept of death. Once that's moved, so the Lord is saying, once that's out of us, he don't have, what power do he have?
Right.
That's why I was about to say what it's going to say in the next verse. Death, where is thy sting? you ain't got no control over us no more, bro. Why? Because the Lord Yahawashi came to conquer the state that we were in. He came in flesh and blood, and that's why he was born of a woman from a man, just like we were born from a man to a woman, and he came in the same likeness to conquer the state that we were in, so we could be free from the bondage of his body. So that now we can transition into the next phase to receive the greater version of ourselves. That's what this whole thing is about. It's about Yahawashi. The greater version of ourselves is actually Yahawashi in us. So that's what this is about. That's why it says that he that have power of death, that is the devil. Who's the spiritual counterpart of Satan? Esau.
Right, because that's what death comes about. It's from sin. Esau is the man of sin.
Right, bro.
And this nigga ruling. So just like you said earlier, so as a ruler, the people is also.
Right, bro. Right, you got it.
Verse 56, the sting. Verse 55. O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law.
Right, because when you go to Ezekiel 29, it talks about he kept their sins, he kept their iniquities in remembrance. So Esau keep our sins, he keep sin before us. Your rap videos, your pepperoni pizza commercials, you know what I'm saying, and so forth and so forth.
The medical industry is what had niggas strung out on drugs.
Right, bro.
Addicted to fucking overdosing on this now. Antidepressants.
Right, bro. He keep you in sin. Like your nigga might be trying to get on the right path, but he go back down the wrong path because all his life, everything around him, he don't got the spirit, so everything around him is meant to consume him. You see? Go ahead.
It says, verse 57, but thanks be to Yahawah, which giveth us the victory through our Lord Yahawashi HaMashiach.
Right, because we got the victory through Hamashiach Yahawashi. That's why the brother post on here, he said, we got the victory through the blood. So that's why death don't have no sting on us no more, because Yahawashi conquered death. He's the only high priest to conquer death. That's why the old covenant is done away with, because he's the priest. He's the priest from the heavens. He's the only priest to conquer death. No priest was able to do what Yahawashi did. He's the ultimate priest, bro. So therefore, death don't have no sting or no victory over us no more. It don't have supreme on us no more. It don't have a chains on us no more, because death is synonymous with sin. In the kingdom of Yahawashi, sin is going to be irrelevant to the Israelite man, woman, and child. It ain't going to be in us no more.
Right.
We can't even get on the chariots for salvation with these bodies.
Exactly. That's why I say that and the strength of sin is the law. Because in these bodies you can't keep the law perfectly because of the flesh. The flesh is what causes you to sin. So that's why we always fall short. But in the kingdom, the Lord gonna write his laws in our inward parts. So sin is gonna be done away with, just as death is, man. Because the law gonna be written within our parts.
Right.
So we're gonna be programmed to perform it, man.
Right. I should, the Lord gonna do away with the stony hearts.
Stone
and heart of flesh. Stone is it's hard to penetrate stone.
Exactly.
That's why these niggas is hard-headed. You can't penetrate their fucking brain. You know what I'm saying? But he's already said he gonna give us a heart, meaning our mind. He gonna give us a hearts of flesh. You know what I'm saying? It's penetratable. It's you can put stuff in it. You can program it to how you want it. You know what I'm saying? A covering. The Lord's gonna give us a new identity. Those are all things that's synonymous with flesh, a covering, and so forth and so forth. We're gonna have a new covering. We're gonna have a new identity, man. That's why I said in Revelation talking about a new I forgot how it go, but a name that he didn't know, a new name and so forth. You know, because it's gonna be a vibration that the earth has never seen, man. You know,
it's gonna be refreshed.
It's gonna be refreshed.
It's gonna be magnified and reintroduced on a higher level it's ever been reintroduced.
There you go, bro. Was that in that in 1 Corinthians?
Yeah, that was yeah.
All right, and like, I got this word real quick, and we're gonna keep going. This the doom on the Etam online. It says, for the now it says, it's picking out some stuff. It says judgment, decree, justice, equity, righteousness. It says, but the day of doom shall be the end of this time. So it's saying judgment, equity, justice, decree.
Right. So the destruction that the Lord is going to bring is going to initiate judgment. It's going to initiate righteousness. You know, it's going to initiate justice and equity. Why? Because the Lord is recompensing this place for all the wickedness is done, man. And in unison, he's also putting to death these 2/3 ass niggas for what they've done, man. So this is righteous judgment. Don't you niggas keep marching around protesting, no justice, no peace? Well, guess what? The Lord ain't gonna bring no peace, and that's gonna be the justice.
That's why it said, but the day of doom should be the end of this time. It says in the Etam, a decision determining fate or fortune. So your fate is allotted to have an end attached to it. Israel's fate is allotted to have immortality attached to it. That's why Wisdom in Solomon 3 is written. There's nothing you can do, even death. It doesn't take away the blessing of Jacob. It doesn't take away the future that's coming towards this place. It don't take away the prophecies or the promises that's given unto us, man. Even in death. That's why the young men in 2nd Maccabees said what they said. Hey, look, he said, hey, you do what you will, you are corruptible. 2nd Maccabees 7:16. Hey, you do what you will, you are corruptible. He said, don't think the Lord has forsaken, don't think the Lord forsaken us, man. And he told that nigga Antiochus, he said, man, you don't got no resurrection to life, man. Because even if you kill us, we gonna be back. That's what the dude we was talking about earlier was Sammy, whatever his name was, the Bantu dude. He said, hey, look, it don't matter. It's gonna be more like us. And that's what we're telling you right now. It says fate, ruin, destruction. So it's saying, but the day of destruction shall be the end of this time, which is the third woe, and the beginning of immortality for to come. That's Wisdom of Solomon 18. It was simultaneously, the destruction of Esau is simultaneously with the salvation of Israel. It says, when corruption is past, sin is corruption. You know, so once this place goes out, that means that sin is no longer supreme in the Israelite man, woman's, and child life. YAHWASHI is the God. YAHWASHI is the king. You see what I'm saying? He's the primary focus. That allows incorruption. Exactly. And corruption allows immortality. And pursuant to Wisdom Solomon 1:15, righteousness is immortal. By default, that gives us immortality. It allows us to live forever. Don't you realize we ain't never even lived a one day? We ain't lived one full day yet as a people, man. We're the royal people. We ain't lived one full day. Because a day to the Lord is 1,000 years. Methuselah lived almost a day. He didn't even make it to a day. 900 and some years. Shit, even Adam lived 900 some years. As an Israelite man, we ain't even lived a full day yet in the eyes of the Lord. Let's keep going.
Back in 2nd Esdras 7th chapter, all right, verse 44, it says, Salakia. Say verse 44, it says, Salakia, I ain't finished 43. But the day of doom shall be the end of this time and the beginning of the immortality for it to come.
Right, because in our kingdom, we ain't gonna have war no more, as it thus says the scriptures, Isaiah 2 and many other precepts. We ain't gonna have war in our kingdom. You see, The day of doom consists of war, destruction, unaliveness at a max level. That's the end of this. That's the end of this world.
It says, where incorruption is past, intemperance is at an end, infidelity is cut off.
Right, infidelity is unfaithfulness.
Right, intemperance is basically, you know, undisciplined. You know, uncontrolled.
Yep. So yeah, no balance, because that he said
no order, no
right,
construction, none of that, man.
He said that a false balance is an abomination unto the Lord. So it's no power in being unbalanced. Balance is where power rests at. You know, it talk about that in Job 10. You brought that in the last lesson, Job 10. It says without any order. You know, this is the land without any order. It's lawlessness here. You can do whatever and be whatever you want to be. You got it.
It says, it says infidelity is cut off, righteousness is grown, and truth is sprung up.
Right. Infidelity is cut off. Right. So unbelief in the Wisdom of Solomon 12:1, thy incorruptible spirit is in all things. You got atheists out here. But it's evidence that the Lord exists because how the ocean don't precede the land, how the wind hits your face, how storms come about, how women are pregnant, and life itself is evidence that a power exists. Everybody has the same formation but different. 2 eyes, nose, 2 nostrils. You know what I'm saying? The formation of man is created by a being. It's detailed down to the smallest molecule, from your cells, the inner stuff, to the flesh. And but you got atheists out here. That's bugged out. So unbelief is gonna be pushed out. Ain't gonna be, you know what I'm saying? Get that. You got that Jeremiah. I get it.
15.
Yeah, 15.
Yeah, I got you. It's right here. It's Jeremiah chapter 15. You said verse 2 or start at the top?
2. You can start at the top.
All right, Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 1. Then said the Lord unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be toward this people. Cast them out of my sight and let them go forth. Right, in which Moses and Samuel Moses represent the law, and Samuel represent the prophets.
Right.
You know, and that's what you have here today with the prophets being on the scene. You know, you have the prophets vouching on half of the nation of Israel, man. You know, and that's what Moses and Samuel literally did too. It says, yet my mind cannot be toward this people, cast them out of my sight and let them go forth. Right, and that's what the Lord is going to basically say. Just like during the time, you know, in Matthew 25, you know, when they're going to be asking to buy, when they're going to be asking those with the oil, they're going to be asking the wise for oil. And we're going to tell their ass, no, go to those who buy and sell. Basically meaning, fuck off, man. You on your own now, man. You know, and that's what the Lord is going to do. We're going to cast y'all out of this sight. No, you on your own. People going to be trying to call on the Lord, do these different things. But no, you on your own. Cry to your gods who you serve, man.
Right. That's what the Lord told Esau in Isaiah 47. And 2/3 of our people is aligned with Esau. You see?
Right. Trust in your wizardry and witchcraft.
Yep.
Verse 2. And it shall come to pass if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then shalt thou tell them, thus saith the Lord, such as are for death to death, and such as are for the sword to the sword, and such as are for the famine to the famine, and such as are for captivity and such as for the captivity to the captivity.
Yeah, so your lot is gonna be played out here soon. Because right now everybody's in a closet, everybody's pretending to be this and be that. But here come the Lord is about to manifest what man you are, whether you're righteous or whether you're wicked. Because there's a lot of pretending right now. It's talked about in Isaiah 33:14. Fearfulness have surprised the hypocrites. Hypocrite is an actor. So everybody's acting, pretending to be this, pretending to be. But here it comes soon. The Lord is going to reveal what manner of man you are. That's why I said then it should be known who's my chosen. That's why I said then they should know that a prophet's been among them and so forth. These times we're about to get ready to go into is going to reveal what manner of what spirit you have, man. You see? That's why it's ones who, one for the sword, they for the sword, man. Revelation 22, the just is just, Let the just be just still, let the unjust be unjust still. So forth.
Right. You want to be that nigga in the streets, getting to the bag. You want to be that nigga in the streets with the most clout and the most, you know what I'm saying, hats being caught. But guess what? You live by the sword, you're gonna die by the sword. Oh, you just that chill. No, I'm just a chill nigga. I'm laid back. I'm a chill nigga. I just stay in the crib. That's not gonna get you delivered, man. You know, I'm a nigga that hey, I work hard. Or all I do is work. I'm a workaholic. That's not gonna get you delivered, man. It's good to work. The scriptures say, you know, off the sweat of thy brow, thou shall live. That's a curse we're gonna have to go through. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, you apply balance to it. You know, you work for the Lord too. So all these different characteristics that our people uphold is not gonna get them delivered, man. I'm just a regular civilian. I try to do family, man. That's not gonna get you delivered, man.
Right. Giving to the poor, you going down to the right homeless shelter every Saturday.
We gotta have church, Pastor Johnson.
Yeah,
man. It's not gonna get you delivered, man. You know,
this is Sirach 19:19. The knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is the doctrine of life, and they that do things that please him shall receive the fruit of the tree of immortality. See, and that's what we're fighting for: immortality, salvation. You know, it said these are things that it said 9. I forgot 7 or 9 things.
But the Lord hates 7.
No, like that please him, like he said, the seed of the fall of his enemy, roughly paraphrasing. You know, like, you know, and so, you know, so we looking to see the fall of our enemy, because the fall of our enemy means that immortality for us starts. Soon as our enemy is out the way, immortality for us starts. It's really already started. We're just catching up with it. You see, where our fleshly realm is catching up with the spiritual realm. But Esau is still here. He got to get moved out the way for us to, you know, actually live out, immortality. This is Wisdom of Solomon, real quick. 8, I think it's 17.
Oh,
yeah. Now, when I considered these things in myself and pondered them in my heart, how that to be allied unto wisdom is immortality. You see, this world don't have wisdom. You see, wisdom is synonymous with immortality, because wisdom allows you to, live. You eat healthy, you eat right, you ain't a nigga, man. You ain't walking in darkness, man. You see, you're in the light. When you have light, you can see, you can push forward. In darkness, you fucking going like this, groping at noonday, as the scripture say. You fucking you are hands in the air, you walk forward, you catch your damn shin.
Yeah, you're in surety, like you're assured in light. You can see, okay, I'm looking at this, I know that's what that is. I'm assured, like I know what that is. Right. In the dark, I'm hearing shit, I don't know what it is. You know, I'm scared now, I'm thinking so in darkness, you can't do shit in darkness, man.
Yep.
Can't even think straight in darkness, because you thinking about what could be, and you know what I'm saying? Your imagination start to think of things, terrors. It starts to terrify you.
This is Sirach 10:15. The Lord hath plucked up the roots of the proud nations and planted the lowly in their place. That's the meek. That's the like the scripture said, the weak. That's the lowly. Because the rich man has power in this society. The poor man is the weak. That's us. So the Lord said he had plucked up the roots of the proud nations. That's what he's getting ready. It said in temperancy is and at an end, and infidelity is cut off. You see?
Right. It's like weed when you in the garden plucking up weeds. You got thorns and shit, bristles and shit. You gotta pull it, and 9 times out of 10, it be all bundled up. This thorn, this bristle, this weed be long as fuck, connected all the way to this. It's running all up the house. You gotta tear all of that shit out, man.
Yeah. So it won't grow back.
Yup. There's a little tearing all of that out so he could build up a beautiful garden, man. You know, within Israel.
It says the Lord overthrew countries of the heathen and destroyed them to the foundations of the earth. He took some of them away and destroyed them and have made them a memorial to cease from the earth. That's what the Lord about to get ready to do. He about to cut off the wicked root, right? That, you know, we talk about Maccabees, that wicked root, Antiochus, like that's an Edomite. This man, it says evil's multiplied on the earth because of this devil, man. And we go to Wisdom of Solomon 4. The Lord taught the same thing, talking about plucking up the root and his posterity, his lineage. Isaiah 14, cutting off the son, you know, Psalms 137, dashing, you know, his little ones against the stones.
Yeah.
You know, him, and that's his root. His children is his root, because that keep him living. You cut off the child, that's why Herod and Pharaoh was cutting off the newborn, the children under 2 years old and under, because that's the root to our nation. You know what I'm saying? The sons, when you kill all the sons, how the fuck we gonna continue as a nation? It come through the seed, man. The man. It says, pride was not made for man, nor furious anger for them that are born of a woman. They that fear the Lord are a sure seed, and they that love him in an honorable plant. They that regard not the law are dishonorable seed. They that transgress the commandments are a deceivable seed. You see, and that's what Esau is. He's a deceivable seed, so it got to be cut off. The Lord got to pluck it up, man. He got to burn it off, man. It says, that's why it says in the beginning of immortality for the come, where corruption is past, because Esau produced wicked seeds, man. He produced a wicked fruit. You see, so the Lord got to pluck him up out of here, so it don't pollute the minds of Israel no more, man. He's the kryptonite to Israel, like Superman. All these superheroes got certain weakness. He's the kryptonite, man. You know, because he give you the pleasures of the flesh, and that's what we bound to right now. You know, what's that? Wisdom, can you get Wisdom of Solomon 8? And we want a couple more. We close out, man. Wisdom of Solomon 8:41.
This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 8, verse 41, and it reads. Wait, you said what?
Wisdom of Solomon 8. Let me see. It might be 21, or I might be thinking of damn, what am I thinking about? Is it 71? Or is it? It's like it. I mean 7. Hold on, it's like it. Bear with me.
Can you quote?
No, not Wisdom. Sorry, second Esdras.
Oh, okay.
Second Esdras 8:41. So like it. All right,
this is second Esdras chapter 8, verse 41. And it reads, it says, for as the husbandman soweth much seed upon the ground, and planteth many trees, and yet the thing that is sown good in his season cometh not up, neither doeth all that is planted take root. Even so it is of them that are sown in the world. They shall not all be saved.
Right. So everything, that's because it's planted, don't mean it took root.
Right.
Esau planted his empire, but that don't mean it took root. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that took root is the word of YAHWASHI, man. That's why he said in St. John 15, I'm the vine, you know, you are the branches and so forth. That's what he was talking about. He's the foundation. He's the sure foundation. He jumped down to 50, it's 52, 53.
2. Isaiah chapter 8, verse 52. For until you is paradise open. The tree of life is.
So I start at 50.
All right, come, verse 50.
Yeah.
Second Esdras chapter 8, verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride.
Right. And pride is when one departed from his maker. So therefore there's no life there. The only life is YAHWASHI. You got it.
But understand thou for thyself, and seek out the glory for such as be like thee. For until you is paradise open, the tree of life is planted, the time to come is prepared. Plenteousness is made ready, a city is builded, and rest is allowed. Yea, perfect goodness and wisdom. I say rest is allowed. In the book, Second Esdras, I mean, in Hebrews, the 4th chapter, it talk about entering into that rest, laboring and entering into that rest, man. You know, and right now we not in our rest.
Right.
So this ain't the kingdom, man. You know, we gonna have to labor to enter into our rest. So that means we laboring now in our captivity so that we can enter into the kingdom, which is our rest. Because
right, you said rest is allowed.
Yeah, right, rest is allowed. That's talking about during the kingdom. You know,
It said in perfect goodness and wisdom. You see, right now we ain't in, we perfect in our version, but we ain't in perfect. We not in imperfect wisdom yet. Perfect wisdom can't. These bodies can't sustain perfect wisdom. Exactly. That's why wisdom. We read 1 Corinthians 15 because we got to receive new bodies to get the perfect wisdom. Because it's so powerful that this body fucking spontaneous combust. Because the power is that potent. You see, we got to receive new bodies to uphold and harness that wisdom.
Right.
That perfect wisdom.
And then this flesh is too fucking malicious to do so.
Right.
You know? This flesh is too connected to sin in order for us to be perfectly in wisdom. Because if you perfect in wisdom, you're not gonna sin.
Right, exactly, bro. Because we still go off even when we don't know it.
Right.
In our sleep we go off. Even when we awaken, don't even know. So you're right. You got it.
It says, verse 53, the root of evil is sealed up from you. Weakness and the moth is hid from you, and corruption is fled, and hell to be forgotten.
And 54.
It says sorrows are past, and in the end is shewed the treasure of immortality.
Yes. So you got it.
No, go ahead. All right.
One is that the root of evil is sealed up from you. So once, because Esau is the one to uphold this vibration. So once Esau is taken out of the way, the root of evil will not be planted in our minds. He the one that keeps seeing before us. He has power over the earth right now. So because he's going to be taken out of the way, his sorrows are past, and in the end, it shewed the treasures of immortality. So the end result is life everlasting. If no sin is in me, then I live forever.
Right. And it said that's the end.
Right. That's what we just read here, 2 Esdras 7, about intemperancy isn't at an end, infidelity is cut off. Anything outside of the truth is unbelief.
Right.
Esau is unbelief. His ways is unbelief.
I got a precept.
You got it.
It's John chapter 12, verse 31. Now is judgment of this. Now is the judgment of this world. Now shall the prince of this world be cast out. And this was YAHWASHI words. This was when YAHWASHI was on the scene during the pagan Roman Empire. He said, now this is the judgment of this world. Okay, that the prince of this world be casted out. Who's the prince of this world? Esau. He's the ruler of this world that we modern day live in. Even during the time of YAHWASHI, because Esau was the one ruling during in the form of the Roman Empire. This is Rome 2.0. So guess what? We are even closer to this devil being casted out than we were when YAHWASHI was on the scene, man.
Yeah.
All right. It says, verse 32, and I, if I be lifted up from the earth, will draw all men unto me. Right. And YAHWASHI, he's at the left-hand side of Salakia. He's at the right-hand side of Heavenly Father right now. That's him being lifted up. And he's preparing that place for us, man. And he's gathering his elect with this word so that they could be brought to that place, which is that city that's being built, man, the kingdom. All right. And we are closer to that prophecy being fulfilled now than we ever been.
Yep. It says, I got one real quick, 2 Esdras 4 and 28. But as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof does not yet come. That therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and that the place wherein the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good. You see, so this place got to be turned upside down, right side up, for the kingdom of heaven to come. The necessary evils such as Jacob's trouble and all these different things that's about to come to pass is and must be to move the wicked out the way. The reason why we failed was what? To reveal the wicked, the son of perdition. Right. That's what the scriptures say. You see, our fallen revealed the son of perdition, Esau. It revealed Esau. Because we're in poverty, it showed the world who the wicked was. So these things must be. You see, it says, that's pretty much it. I mean, you could read 30, but I'm gonna just for time's sake, we keep going. But like I said, oh yeah, let me get this real quick. Wisdom of Solomon 6, because it said, righteousness is grown and truth is sprung up. Right? This is Wisdom of Solomon 6. And 19, and corruption maketh us near. It says, and in corruption maketh us near unto the Most High. Therefore, the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom. If your delight be then in thrones of scepters, O ye kings of the people, honor wisdom that ye may reign forevermore. You see? So this is what sprung up. Truth. It said the truth that's been so long without fruit should spring forth. The truth is springing forth into the earth. We know that when spring comes, life enters to the earth. Winter comes, things die. But when the spring is here, hey, lambs are usually born in the spring. YAHAWASHI, he was born in the spring. Life happens in the spring. That's why it's called springing forth. You know, it's being resurrected or regenerated back into life. You know what I'm saying? Pertaining to his life. So life is happening in the spring, man. So the truth is sprung forth and is devouring the darkness of this of the Israelites' mind, man. That's why we're talking like we're talking right now.
Exactly.
However many years ago, we weren't talking like this. We was niggas planning our future in Babylon.
Right.
But now we're talking and we're planning our future for the kingdom of heaven. It's a difference.
What verse was that you just got through reading?
I was at 6 and 19 through 20. Damn. We can keep going. I mean, well, I could get we already had an hour. This is Deuteronomy 32 and 1. Give ear, O ye heavens, and I will speak, and hear, O earth, the words of my mouth. My doctrine shall drop as the rain. My speech shall distill as the dew, as the small rain upon the tender herb, and as the showers upon the grass. And that's what you see. The Lord, he showered his truth upon the minds of the prophets, man. You know?
Right. Dew covers all the grass.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro.
It covers the whole, to the point you can see it, man.
Yeah, bro.
You know, and that's what the truth is doing. It's covering all of those Israelites who were sealed, all right, for the salvation. And you can see it. It's obviously seen, man, because of their actions, their demeanor, their ways, their fruits.
Yep. This is Daniel 12 and 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. This is what exposed this devil. It's talking about his own tongue shall fall upon him. The internet was the way his own tongue fell upon him. He gave us the internet through the spirit of power, YAHWASHI, but he would use the devil to give us the internet. We ain't, you know what I'm saying? We want to know. We might have had some inventions here and there because we invented all things, but this devil allowed the internet to manifest. You see, it's the modern day human thumu. It gives answers. It gives light. You know what I'm saying? To situations.
It shows you things.
It shows you things. It talks about things in the future, the past, present, and in the future. And this same thing is how we can reach our apostles in New York,
right.
Brothers in Kentucky, brothers in Florida, Denver, Dallas, California, so forth, Cleveland. We can communicate with the church, the body of YAHWASHI. And that was the worst thing ever for this devil, man. That's why he waged war on us when that chick, she passed now, but the chick that waged war on us, like, and when they started striking all our channels back to back, she waged war on us, bro. You know, but how she do that? She did it through the way of the internet, man. We could keep going, man. We could keep going, bro, because it's already 45. I was gonna get into 2 more precepts, but it's all good.
Verse 7. The second Esdras chapter 7, verse 45. It says, then shall no man be able to save that it Salaki. Second Esdras chapter 7, verse 45. Then shall no man be able to save him that is destroyed, nor to oppress him that hath gotten the victory.
Right. That's why we mentioned earlier about Malachi 3 and 6. Malachi 3 and 6, it says, for I am Yahweh, I change not, therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. Then shall no, as they said, then shall no man be able to save him that is destroyed, nor to oppress him that have gotten a victory.
Right.
Because the Lord don't change, by default we get the victory. We're not going to be consumed because the Lord already promised us the promise of these things to come before the foundations of the earth.
Yeah.
He told our forefathers. He told Adam. He told Abraham. He told, Moses, Isaac, Jacob, all the great men before us.
Right. And it said that no man shall be able to save him that is destroyed. Ain't nobody gonna say this devil Esau. Ishmael can't say this nigga. 2/3 of you niggas can't say this nigga. Esau can't save himself. All right. Can't nobody, because it's prophecy, man. You already received your blessing, and now your time is up.
Yeah, you can't stop the elect from being saved, and you can't stop yourself from being destroyed.
Exactly.
That's why Malachi 3:6, the Lord don't change. He already wrote this from the beginning. You get Proverbs 16:4.
Yeah.
And Proverbs 3, you don't gotta get it, but Proverbs 33 and 33 talk about the curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked. You are the wicked that the Bible speaks of, so the curse always will remain in you. That's why the Lord gave us identification, which is your leprosy, man. But you got it.
Proverbs 16:4. The Lord hath made all things for himself. Yea, even the wicked for the day of destruction, for the day of evil.
Yeah, bro. Even the wicked for the day of evil. So you are the wicked that the Bible speaks of. Job 9:24. You've been given the fatness of the earth. Cover the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? You're the wicked. Malachi 1-4. Malachi 4, 1-4. You're the wicked. What that say? Where you at? Oh yeah, he created
the wicked for the day of evil.
For the day of evil. Evil is a compound word. Eve meaning time, ill meaning bad. He created you for the darkest time on the earth, man.
Eve meaning time, ill meaning bad, like you said, man. Esau, you're the one, you're needed for this bad time, because you're going to initiate all this bad shit. And then at the end all be all, you're going to be brought down, man.
Right.
And you're going to be the height of that destruction, because your whole empire is going to be wiped out, man.
Right.
Never to ever be inhabited again, but by doleful creatures.
What better person or vessel on the earth than Esau to bring in the MOTB?
Exactly, bro.
To
issue out, make these weapons of warfare,
right,
and to cause this war to actually stir up, man. Right. To cause to cause the let's say the least shall draw out the flock, or
the least of the flock should draw them out.
Right. To cause the least of the flock to become drawn out. Cause these Amalekites to come out forth to get involved in this war. And that's what's happening.
America,
well, Salakia, to cause Israel to get America involved in this war, man. Because another thing too, the Lord is about to root out them Amalekites out our land and place us back in our land once it's purified.
Right, bro. Right, bro. And then because a couple of scriptures we brought out was it had pride written in it, and you are the pride. You are the proud man. He just deemed officially his the nation's bird to be the eagle, which has been the eagle. But the eagle don't nothing prey on the eagle.
Right, he's reinstituting these different things. We already know that's the fucking sign for America, man.
Yeah, right.
He has to keep reminding the people of his dominance.
Yeah, bro. That's why it was like a year or two ago they took all the statues down. But Trump, he's now you look at semi-quincentennial. It marks the 250 year of America being in dominance, and that's how long usually on average a country reigns supreme as dominance over whatever land, man. You see that the country time and rulership, that's the average 250 years, and Trump acknowledged this. He said he's going to throw a whole year party to celebrate America being in dominance for 250 years, and he also said that he's going to build. He got a national park where he's going to build monuments up, man. Right? And he said anybody that dare to vandalize it is going to face harsh persecution, man. You see? But this devil, like you said, he's putting his dominance in memorial. He ain't never knocked down the what's that, the Ark of Titus, right, where they took our vessels out the temple, the ark, the menorah and everything. They still got that shit up, man. Those are Romans. Those were Edomites. These were Edomites, man. It says, "Then shall no man be able to save him that is destroyed." Ain't nobody coming to your rescue, bro. Because all the atrocities you have done to the holies on the planet Earth, man. You have put darkness for lightness. So there has to be an end. So the Lord is not going to allow the aid or the position. That's why I said in Jeremiah that we would have healed her, but she is, you know, we built, you know, healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Where's her bomb?
Right, take bomb for her.
Right, right.
She may be healed.
Right, bro.
Lord mocking you, man. Ain't nobody heal this place.
Right. Right.
Trump can't heal this place. So how much more anybody else trying to heal this place?
Where you at right now? Oh, you read that?
You to get the Proverbs 16:4.
Yeah, I'm gonna get what you got?
I don't got nothing.
Let me see, 1 John 5. Let's say 1 John 5:4.
This 1 John chapter 5 verse 4. Yep. Who?
4 through 5.
Okay, come. 1 John chapter 5 verse 4. For whosoever is born of Yahawah overcometh the world. And this is the victory that overcometh the world, even our faith.
Esau don't have faith. 2/3 don't have faith.
Right.
You know,
that's not a blessing that was given to him. To believe in the Heavenly Father, man. You know, or to be his people. It says, see, even 2/3 of our people don't even have faith. Why? Because they follow after Esau. It says, and the ways, their precepts was taught after the precept of men.
Yeah.
You know, their righteousness was taught after the precept of men. It says, verse 5, who is he that overcometh the world, but he that believeth that Yahawashi is the son of Yahawah.
Right, and that's how we overcame this devil, through Yahawashi, Yahawashi. Like, one more. You got a precept?
Yeah.
Okay, come.
Revelation chapter 12, verse 11. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb.
Beautiful.
And by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death. And that's how we gonna overcome him.
That's how we overcame.
That's how we overcame, right? Because this is talk about this is a prophecy as it came to pass yet, but he saw it come to pass. John the Revelator saw this prophecy come to pass because the Lord showed it to him.
Yep.
Right. So once, Lord willing, we are those men, Lord willing. Once we overcome, and it's going to be by the blood of Yahawashi, right, and through the testimony that we've confessed, you know, by our mouths, you know, that's how we're going to be delivered, Lord willing, man.
Yeah.
Because 2/3, they not doing that. They don't believe, and they're not going out there testifying the prophecies.
We get the victory through his blood.
That's right.
That's like, again, like, because Yahawashi already did that part of the movie, we get to, by default, we already won. We just got to play it out. That's why I said that we're reading the scriptures in past tense right now. This is past tense. You see, it's written about our victory. It's written about Esau's downfall. These are things that already happened. Right. We're just living it out. This has already been done.
It's just like a movie.
Right.
When you watch the movie,
right,
it was already been done. The film is done already. But now it's in theaters for you to watch. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The Lord's moved. This is already done in the heavens. But now it's played out for us to live. You know what I'm saying? And you know,
exactly. That's why I said they should not escape.
Right.
It talked about yeah, and then you got, yeah, man, it's already written. I got one more. Wisdom Solomon 3:1, because it said nor to oppress him that have gotten a victory.
Well, yeah.
But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of the Yahawah, BAHASHAM Yahawashi, and there shall no torment touch them.
It's because you say that the Lord upholdeth all those who love him, or all those that trust in him, roughly paraphrasing. You know, in Psalms.
It says, in the sight of the unwise, they seem to die. Right, the nigga got power over death. That's what the 2 Maccabees 7. They was like, man, nigga, you ain't shit, bro. And that's why the Lord said, he said, fear him, don't fear him that could kill the body, but fear him that could kill the body and soul in hell, man. Wait, fear the one that got control over the spirit, man. Don't fear this nigga that could got control over the flesh. You know, because there's limitations there to his power.
Right.
That's where his power stops. It's the flesh. Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahawashi is past the flesh. That's why it says, hey, that's the unwise. Yeah, in your eyes, you might look like you got the victory. You could throw us in a furnace. You can put us in concentration camp, pluck our nails,
right,
beat us down, have us carry our own cross to our crucifixion like Yahushua. But in your eyes, that's the victory. But as it says, in the sight of the unwise, they seem to die, and their departure is taken for misery. And they're going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace. Right. The elect gonna be in peace because why? They understand the end. They understand what's going on. Shit, the Lord might put them in a trance, like some prophets was in a trance, man. Stephen, he saw the heavens open while he was getting stoned. He looked at the heavens and he was able to pray and just, that's strength. That's a spiritual strength. For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality.
Ooh, their hope is full of immortality. That's the point. Why? Because we know the promise that was given to our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. And we know the prophecy that Yahushua said that if we suffer with him, we will be glorified with him.
We're
going to reign with him, man. That Yahushua would give us a crown and we would reign with him for 1,000 years. That first dominion, man. So that's the immortality that's promised. That's that hope that we're going to be full of during these times when persecution is intense, hot, and heavy. And the Lord willing, the Lord keep the Spirit on us and increase us in that hope so that we can do it. And, it can be performed clean to please the Lord. Yeah. So there's no wavering. There's no type of, because the elect not going to do that.
Yeah, because hope is synonymous with faith. Hope is hope. Oh, that's why I said in Isaiah 33:6, wisdom and knowledge for the stability of our time, the strength for our salvation.
Is the fear his treasure?
Yeah, but I'm thinking Romans 15:4. It's talk about things are written aforetime, written for our loan, that we through patience of the scriptures might have hope.
Yeah.
You read the stories of before us. It says, was any man confounded? In Sirach.
Yeah, come.
So that gives us hope, which means it gives us faith. It says, and having been a little chastised, they should be greatly rewarded. For the Most High proved them, found them worthy for himself. As gold in the furnace have you tried them and received them as a burnt offering. And in the time of their visitation, they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble. This is talking about spiritual power. They shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people, and the Lord shall reign forever. And the Lord told us in Romans 8, we're going to be joint heirs with Yahushua. The same promise. That's what happens with our women. Our women get the same inheritance. Like our women benefit because of what we benefit from, that she benefit. Like we're the women of Yahushua. He's the bridegroom. So we're going to get what he get. It says, they that put trust in him, they that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, and such as be faithful in love shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints, and he have care for his elect.
It say they that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, right? You really trust in a real man of the Lord is going to understand what this truth is about and the things that he must do to please the Lord. All right.
They that put their trust in him.
Not only that, but
such as be faithful in love.
Yeah. It said what else?
It says, they that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, and such as be faithful in love shall abide with him.
Right. Because if you endure to the end, that's being faithful in love. It's continuing to endure. With you doing that, you're going to be suffering. There's going to be things that you're going to be losing, things you're going to be going through, in persecution. So with that matter, you going through that process of enduring, it says what?
And such as be faithful in love, Salaki. Where am I?
They're going to abide with him, right?
Abide with him, yep.
You're going to be comforted because the Lord is going to be with you. And then the Lord is going to show you how he's with you. He may send an angel to show you that he's with you. He may deliver you out to show you that he's with you. Put the spirit on somebody else to do. He's going to show you that he's with you during these times. It's going to bring comfort. So it's not all gloom and doom. And the end all is not everybody going to die and you're going to go to hell. No, that's not what the scriptures and that's not what the Lord or programmed it to be.
Right. It's something greater after this, man.
Right, man.
It's a whole abundance of life after this, man. That's why the Lord's on it. He can afford to destroy all of America. because it's a plethora of other land masses out there. America ain't shit compared to what's about to be inherited by us, bro. It says, "For grace and mercy is to his saints, and he have care for his elect." You know, that's who the ones who got the first fruit of the inheritance. You know,
and that grace and mercy is going to be shown forth through deliverance. You know, it's going to be shown. Everybody not going to fucking die, man. Even though you're going to have some men of the Lord that's going to die, but everybody not going to die. Hence, Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Men are going to be getting beamed up during the times of missiles being shot off. So, no, that don't mean that person died. They've been translated.
yeah,
you know?
right. They was asleep for a little bit. There wasn't no such, ain't no such thing as death, man. You know,
Right, because even if your flesh perish, your spirit is always living.
yeah, return back into the Father, which gave it, pursuing Ecclesiastes 12. It said that body go back to the ground, and spirit go back to the Father who gave it. You see, we quoted Wisdom Solomon 12:1 earlier. Thy incorruptible spirit is in all things. So yeah, it's the spirit come from the Father, man, who gave it. It says, but the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imaginations, which have neglected the righteous and forsaken the Lord. So the ungodly gonna be punished in their own imaginations, because they come up with ways how they can obtain immortality.
Right.
And they can live forever, and how they can do this and how they can do that. All those ways are vain and vexation of the spirit, and it's unprofitable, it's unfruitful. Those are all ways of man. Those are not the ways of YAHWAH. He gave us laws, statutes, and commandments. He gave us a way to live. He gave us a way how to deal with the nations. He gave us a way how to consume food. He gave us a way what to wear and how to think and how to move and how to praise and worship and how to live our life. That's what brings life, and that's what's going to be installed in us forever. We're gonna be spiritual robots. It's gonna be righteously programmed in us where we ain't gonna go off. You know why? Because the movie is done. That's why. When what happens when the movie you get done watching a good movie, you be at peace, man. Like, damn, that was a good movie. You be happy and shit, cheerful. Y'all talking about the movie. That's what's gonna happen in the kingdom. Babylon gonna be talked about.
What happens to the actors in the movie after the movie's done? They get paid. It's a premiere. Now they everybody know who they is now. They getting deals. They getting all type of opportunities and promotions. Right? They increase, man. So that's what the breakdown is for us, man. And you got to truly believe that. You got to believe that the Lord brought you in this truth to deliver you. The Lord ain't bring you in this truth to cast you away down the line and for you to be a reprobate, man. That's not the Lord's will. The Lord's will is everybody who's receiving this truth, the Lord wants them to be delivered by it, you know? And if that's not your lot, then that's just the will of the Heavenly Father. But the point being is having that mindset of the Lord brought me in this truth to deliver me. That's what's going to help you continue to go forward. You know, so even for us brothers, me speak to myself first and foremost, even for us brothers, we still got to keep that mindset of positivity when it comes to our salvation.
Again, and it said, like, then should no man be able to save him that is destroyed, nor to oppress him that have gotten a victory. Our lots is our lots. He told Daniel to stand in their lot till the end of days. You know, so yo, we about to get ready to see here in the next couple of months. So, you know, because we're weeks, we're how you possibly put it, we're months away from the catastrophic destruction upon Babylon, man. You know what I'm saying? You got something else? So, Lord willing, this is edifying. You know, we'd like to give all honor and glory and praise and worship to our power. YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH. Double honors to our apostle, elders, bishops, great millstone. We will teach you sound doctrine, strong shalom to the hopeful. Till next time, Shalom. Ball, shalom.